Hey guys, how you guys doing? I'm sorry I'm not here today. I'm at a meeting at the district office. Even though I'm not here today, I'm hoping that you guys can still do the lesson today. And you guys enjoy having the do the lesson today because I'm using an alternate method by doing the lesson by YouTube. It is my hope that this year, guys, that whenever I'm absent, when I can, I'll try to make a YouTube video for you guys so you guys can still follow along with the lessons and get pretty much material and information as if I was there. So, as you guys can see, our lesson today is 4.3 multiplying monomials. Now, throughout this lesson, guys, what I would like you guys to try to do is take notes as much as possible. Tomorrow in class, when I come back, I will be looking at your notes tomorrow to making sure that you actually took notes. So please take very, very good notes on today's lesson. Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna review right now, and as you guys can see, we see a polynomial here, 5a squared plus 6a plus 3a squared. And as you guys should remember, here are the following rules. What you guys should definitely do is add like monomials. And when you guys do this, you add only the coefficients and you leave the exponents alone. So if you guys look at 5a squared plus 6a plus 3a squared, the only two like terms or monomials are 5a squared and 3a squared. Therefore, what you guys would do then is simply add 5a squared and 3a squared to get 8a squared. And since 6a is unlike the others, you just leave it alone. So the answer is simply at the very end, 8a squared plus 6a. Now what we're going to be doing is go over some examples. And eventually what you guys would do is figure out a shortcut way to figure out the answers for these problems. So the very first example is a squared plus a to the third. A squared times a to the third. To help you understand the concept of multiplying two different monomials, what you can definitely do is spread it apart to its product form. So a squared times a to the third really means a times a times a times a times a. Now, if you guys look at it very closely, you should notice that there is a certain amount of a's there. How many a's are you actually multiplying? And the answer to that would simply be 5. So if you simplify this altogether, the answer would simply be a to the 5th. Is there an easy way to figure this out without doing all that work? Yes, there is. But before we do that, let's look to the next one. Example number 2. M to the third times m to the fourth. If I wanted to write this out the long way, it would be m times 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 m. So how many m's am I really multiplying for all these problems? You would say, yes, 7. So if I want to simplify this, it will simply be m to the 7th. So what's the easy way to figure out all these problems? Well, if you guys haven't noticed, all you really have to do is add the exponents. So m to the third times m to the fourth, all you have to do is add 3 and a 4 in the exponents, and therefore you would get m to the 7th. Let's see if you truly understand this. Number 1, a to the 7th times a to the 8th. Using what I figured out before, what would my answer be for number 1? If you said a to the 15th, you are correct. It is a to the 15th. How about for number 2? F to the 5th times f to the 9th. Again, all I'm doing is adding my exponents. Therefore, my answer for this will simply be f to the 14th. Now let's go to the next set of problems. 3, 4, and 5. Now when we have coefficients involved, it's a little different. Yes, you still add your exponents, but the coefficients are a tiny different. So number 3, you see 5m to the 7th times 8m to the 8th. What you would do with coefficients with the 5 and 8 is actually multiply them. So for number 3, 5 times 8 is 40. And then you look at the m to the 7th times m to the 8th. And yes, you would definitely add your exponents. And therefore, the answer would be 40m to the 15th. And that would be your answer. For number 4, very, very similar. Multiply coefficients, add your exponents. Therefore, the answer for number 4 would be negative 28, x to the 6th, y to the 9th. For number 5, you're multiplying fractions. And what you could definitely do, just whenever you multiply fractions, is you can cross cancel. So if you notice, you see 15 and 3. Sorry about that, guys. You see the 15 and the 3. You can cross cancel. 3 goes into 15 and to 3. Therefore, the 15 becomes a 5. The 3 becomes a 1. Then you look at the 8 and 4. 4 goes into both 8 and 4. And thus, 8 becomes a 2. 4 becomes a 1. Now you guys can just multiply across. So again, multiply the coefficients, add your exponents. So on the top, the answer would be 10 x to the 10th, y to the 9th over 1, which simplifies down to 10 x to the 10th, y to the 9th. Okay, I'm hoping that you guys are getting this. So remember, the rules are pretty simple. Whenever you multiply two monomials without coefficients, you just add your exponents. With coefficients, you just multiply coefficients, but you still add your exponents. Let's look at the next problem. A, and A are some of the sides for this shape. What is troublesome for a lot of individuals to figure out in this shape is find out any missing sides. And when you see a shape like this, you should always try to find missing sides. So if you guys see the shape, what would be the length of the left-hand measurement? It would actually be 2a. How do I figure that out? Well, I will look at the right-hand side. Notice that the top part is A, and the bottom half is A. So if you add A and A together, it would add up to 2A. So the left-hand side would be 2A. So my question is, what's the perimeter for this shape? What's my perimeter? Well, remember, for perimeter, guys, what you would try to do is figure out the sum of all the sides. So far, I figured out what the left-hand side is equal to. Are there any other measurements that I could figure out? And the answer to that is yes. I can figure out the measurement of that. How would I be able to figure out the measurement of that missing side? Well, if I know that the bottom is 2A, the very top is A, what would add up to A to be 2A in the bottom? And the answer to that would be another A. So let's figure out the perimeter right now. So my perimeter would be going around A plus A plus A plus A plus 2A plus 2A. Therefore, my answer to the very end would be 8a. Now let's figure out the area for this shape. How do I figure out this area? The best way to figure out the area for this shape is to break up into two smaller shapes. What I would do is break it right in the middle, right here. So what would the area be for the top shape, which is actually a square? So the measurement of the right hand of that square would be A. The area of the top part of the square would be A. Therefore, the area of the whole entire square would be A squared. Now, what's the area of the bottom rectangle? Now, looking at the bottom rectangle, the base of the rectangle is 2A. The right hand measurement or height of the rectangle is A. Therefore, the area of the rectangle itself is going to be 2A squared, because 2A times A is 2A squared. Now at this point, what you would have to do is simply add the two parts of the shape together. A squared plus 2A squared, therefore equals then to 3A squared. And that's the area of this shape. All right, guys. That's basically the lesson, right? That's all. And therefore, you guys have classes right now. You guys will get a worksheet, and the problems I'd like you guys to try to do before you start your homework tonight are multiples of 3. I want you guys to do multiples of 3 up to number 36. So I want you guys to do the worksheet 3 through 36, multiples of 3. Please check your answers on Edmodo. Again, please check your answers on Edmodo. Once you guys have finished the classwork and have checked your answers, you could then start your homework. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys got the lesson. Hopefully you guys understood. If not, ask me a lot of questions tomorrow when I come back. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.